ha ha ha. Really. So I got 2 live streams going on. Why wouldn't that one work? It's on, but it ain't got my image. Okay. Okay. Don't understand. 1 minute it work and the next it don't. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I think I do need to do. Sound check first with this one. Let's see. Sound check first with this one. Complete. But that one's working. Now how do I get rid of the other one? The other live. That is not working. Get rid of that. No. This one, I'll end this one. Because I couldn't get it on there this time. End that one. And that's where everything is at. Everything is on that one. Okay. Let that go. Come over here. Make this small. Welcome to Can Angels Fly, Tarot and More. My name is Nancy. I'm just here for a quick tarot reading, just to see what the cards have to say. This is a general tarot reading, and it's a mass tarot reading, a humanitarian tarot reading. So, insane. I need to make sure. Okay. I wonder why I could not get that other live stream to. Okay. this. What is going on with technology right now? I apologize for the delay. I have been having technical issues for the last few days. I don't know why, but it has been the case. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. It's the 18th. What? Hey, once again, this is just a general tarot reading. This is what I call a humanitarian tarot reading. Hi, George, how you doing? Nancy, that's a bad shirt. Lazy, and I started to call this lazy tarot. I was just gonna ride the wave. How you doing today? Oh, hot horse puppy crap. Hello. She is. Where are you? Okay, well you sit. No, but Pearl and Alexis is riding with her. You do not leave that building. You sit right there. She's on her way. You know she got to come all the way from Telegraph. Yes, she is on her way. All right. Do not go anywhere. Anybody looking for you? All right. Bye. Mhm. Every time. Every time. Every time. I've been procrastinating starting this tarot reading. Devil just want to make me mad whenever you get a chance. All right, let's see what the tarot cards have to say. What's going on? The first card is the Seven of Swords in reverse, pointing back to the Six of Swords. That suggests to me that there has been, I guess I should read the Six of Swords first. We're talking about the day-to-day social interactions that are occurring in the world at this time. So the first, I guess the first thing I should do are offer examples of the type of social scenarios that are playing out in the world at this time. There are those that we interact with on an intimate level, people that we frequent, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people from our neighborhood and or community, those type of social dynamics. Other social dynamics are those that are more intimate, more one-on-one, intimate social connections like business partnerships and close, intimate, romantic partnerships, partnership dynamics. And then there's also the large social network like special interest groups, clubs, religious organizations, et cetera, et cetera. That is another set of social dynamics. Anywho, the Seven of Swords are what fail, and so it has us looking at again the social interactions that are occurring in the world amongst people, the various types of social interactions. And the Seven of Swords talks about like partnerships falling through. And these partnerships are falling through. I might as well take my glasses off and go on the ride this way because it's telling the story. The type of social deterioration, the social deterioration that is taking place because there are particular people within social groups or social setups. When I say social setups, I'm talking about the different types, whether it's the small social group, the people that you frequent, somebody in that group, or if there's a contract between two entities or two parties, or if it is just a intimate social interaction between one or more parties, that kind of social dynamic, or if a person is part of a large social network or group or organization or the special interests or whatever. There's some people in each of these groups that have become very aware that there has been people that have been being manipulative, misleading the group. They have been lying, even stealing and or embezzling. And as a direct result, certain people are like breaking away from the group or the social connection that they are in. Immediately, I'm having complications with reading the tarot. Why? Because I really haven't been reading the tarot cards recently in the last couple of weeks. And number two, I'm talking about the whole world at large. And I'm trying to talk about each of us, in the various groups or the various social interactions we have with others. Again, whether it's with those people that we frequent, one-on-one intimate connections, or a large social network. It depends on what, are the details to your specific story or anybody's given story. But the cards are saying that there are certain people that are backing out of or withdrawing from or minimizing their interaction with those others or that other, because they know now that this person or these particular people are doing what they've been lying, embezzling, being manipulative, etc., etc. So we got people backing out. The next card is the King of Cups, and the King of Cups is a representative of our water signs. Our water signs are Cancers, they're Pisces, and Scorpio. These are our people that are very intuitive, and they trust their intuition. And because they are confident in, again, their ability to sense, like truths, like what a person lying or being conniving and or manipulative, this type of person does not have a problem reacting. And the reaction here is to remove oneself from what? The association. Whether it's what? Within a small social setting, an intimate one-on-one connection, or a large social network. So let me try to summarize that up one more time. The cards immediately come off, letting it be known that there are people within social there are people within social groups or within a social scenario settings that have been manipulative to the others or the members. They have been lying, misleading them, stealing, doing these kind of things. And there are the other members, and those other members realize through their intuition or really just being present in the social exchange that something is awry, and rather than just sit around it and continue to be a part of it, begin to withdraw themselves. That takes a lot of confidence and being sure of yourself to be able to pull away from a social group or something like that based on your intuition. You really have to have confidence in yourself. And the reason why a person will have to have confidence in themselves is because, remember, you're amongst others. And those others can begin to alienate you, or what they call it, ostracize a person. They can start gossip and different things like that, or, attack you, So it takes a lot of bravery on the part of the people of the world that realize they are a part of something that is not upright or is lacks integrity of some in some way, and to pull away and not be afraid of the what they call it lashback, or whatever could occur when people criticize you. I hope I'm making that make sense. We'll see. The next card is the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands immediately points us to one's inner emotional state and where it is as a direct result of them following their passions, their aims, and or desires. I feel like the cards are really talking to a specific group of people out of the world. This group of people that the tarot cards are referring to are people that have a mission, more of a humanitarian mission, I do believe. These people also move forth in integrity. These people are the kind that try to stay, optimistic, and they're willing to work together, to solve issues. This is a general reading. Remember, general mass reading or humanitarian reading. So we're talking about people that are truly humanitarian and are ready to put forth effort to, resolve some of these issues that are going on in the world. Of course, it's usually related to a person's intimate environment, or it's within close proximity to them, like within their community or their town or their state, or whatever the case may be. And so there are people, understand this. I know the world is going through some incredible changes that are very challenging and disheartening. But for the cards to point out that there's a group of people out of the 7.8 plus billion people of the world, there is a group or a percentage of the world's population, of course, divided by different, the different demographics and races, everything that separates people in the world. But there's people all over the world that are ready to make a positive change, and again, and to resolve the issues. And these people are very, very brave. They're self-confident. They have a high level of intuition. They are natural humanitarians. They are healers. And they don't right now are removing themselves from keeping company with these, again, people that don't have integrity, that are liars, embezzlers, hustlers, those kind of things. So there's a transition that's actually taking place at this time. Hopefully it's making sense what I'm saying. Hi, y'all. I didn't even see the chat. I had it down too low or whatever it was. It says the information you gave me about my secret admirer, you hit it dead on the head. Let me kick my leg up. Pow! Pow, field goal. How do you see my business progressing? Well, I'll check that in a minute, George. Hey, Camille, how are you? I just saw your comment. I didn't get to finish reading it, but I will. My partner says they're starting to do product production of the liquor. What do you think? Okay, I'll look at that in a minute, George. Let me finish the humanitarian terror read, get an update. Okay, so I feel real positive about this. Excuse me, y'all, again, for stumbling over my words. I've been more in my mind. I've been more quiet lately. I haven't really been consulting the tarot except for, some readings. And so I have to get back into the swing of it. But hopefully you understand what I'm saying. The next card is the Emperor. All right, I like this reading. I want to point out once again, this is a mass general tarot reading. This is what I coin a humanitarian tarot reading. It's about humanity. And thus far, it's saying, hey, there are some real live humanitarians out here, and they are separating themselves from those that are not righteous. And the next card, the Emperor, says they're taking their leadership positions. That's how you doing, Sky? CA, I see you. I got to hide that comment. I guess it got some. YouTube hid the comment because it has some. Not so appropriate words. Nancy, the secret of mine is male. Well, that's up your tree, right? So are they attractive to you? Because the question, are they attractive? Do they have something to bring to the table? That's the question. It's my damn. Oh, Lord. Don't put them up. Don't put it on them too hard, George. Don't put it on them too hard now. You don't want to break them off sudden fears like that now. Pin Patel, don't do it to them. Okay, we can expect in society there to be some more disturbances based on the tarot. Remember, we have people that are humanitarians breaking away from the various organizations that they belong to. They're ending contracts, like professional contracts. They're ending romantic contracts. Why? Because they understand, they have come to realize that they're doing business with some others that are dark or lack integrity in some way. And so these humanitarians, this demographic of people that have a humanitarian nature, true humanitarian nature, are establishing seats of power, establishing themselves in seats of power, or they are creating their like new organizations and things like that, so that they can head them. And as a direct result, the Temperance card in reverse is occurring. And so the Temperance card in reverse suggests that these humanitarians throughout the whole world are going to meet with opposition. And I'm sure on a spiritual level, they are aware that they will meet with the opposition. But then it's those that have had a lack of integrity, that have been the swindlers, the liars, the manipulators, they're very upset with these true humanitarians separating themselves from the organization or the group or from the contract. How can I talk about this? Because this particular message is telling it all. It's telling it all relative to what social exchanges. And so these, I had to get some names for them. What I call them, those that lack integrity, the swindlers of these various social groups or social exchanges. They're very upset, again, with the humanitarians that are pulling away from them and from the group or the organization. And so why are these swindlers upset? It is because the humanitarians that were once a part of their organizations are like shining a spotlight on their corruptness. So that's making them mad with the temperance card in reverse. Not only are the true humanitarians removing themselves from these organizations, these corrupt organizations or contracts, some of these true humanitarians have people that are like minds that trust them. And when the humanitarian exposes the swindler, we could say the friends or the associates of the humanitarians are going to look at the swindlers and see that they swindling and hustling too. And so those members will break away as well. So it's not just like the humanitarian is leaving the organization or ending the contract. There's a portion of that social group that's leaving with the humanitarian to do what? Start a new organization. And this new organization, as an example, I'm trying to just leave it as organization. But when I say organization, understand that I'm talking about the small social group, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people from your neighborhood or community or whoever makes up your small social group. Those people that you frequent, your tribe, your crew. I'm talking about them. As well as intimate one-on-one partnerships and connections we have, like business contracts that we enter in with others. And it's also the large social network, special interest groups, religious groups, different things like that, unions, UAWs, whatever, So those are out of those groups, the humanitarians come out. And they're starting their own organizations. They're building them up from the foundation up. They bring in some of the other members with them. And so the swindlers, the hustlers, the heads of those unrighteous social organizations are upset because what? Competition is rising. So competition is rising. So we have the swindler who is now having to compete with a new founded organization or group that is headed by and upheld or endorsed by righteous people. So what? Once again, I'm talking about the temperance card and how people are getting upset. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to do better. They're getting upset. Let me see what else the cards say. The next card is the strength card in reverse. Based on the Cho card, I see some, what I call it? Hate when I ain't read the tarot in a long time. I can't think of words. Anyway. And I done sipped a little bit of something. As this division happens, or this separation happens, which ends up resulting in what? An unrighteous group and a righteous group. We have people that are very upset. Number one, the humanitarians are upset with the unrighteous because of their unrighteousness and their manipulation and stealing from the people and all that. And then the unrighteous is upset with the righteous because they're righteous and they breaking away and they challenging them. So everybody, including the leaders as well as the followers, are all going through this transformation. And during this transformation, the strength card occurs. And the strength card talks about a weakness of will and ability. And the kind of weakness of will and ability I'm talking about is directly connected to the mission of the organization or the group. The unrighteous, let me talk about them, just try to focus on one for a minute. The unrighteous, when these people come together, how many ever come together, they on a mission to do something. I don't know what their mission may be, but you can be assured that it's corrupt in some way. Whether they're swindling the people or lying to the people. Before their integrity was questioned, before suspicion was drawn to them and their practices, their strength card was upright. They were strong. They were able to easily manipulate the people to do what they needed them to do at any given time to uphold their cause and mission. But because these righteous people then looked at them real funny, threw suspicion upon them, and then pulled out, now other people, the followers, those that they once could manipulate, are now looking at this unrighteous organization and its mission hesitantly. That's the strength card. And because the followers are looking at this unrighteous group with a hesitant energy, it is leading the organization, unrighteous organization. It is limiting their ability to manipulate the people to do what they want. That's the strength card in reverse. The whole organization and a mission is weak. It's weak. Their will is not being executed as effortlessly as it once was. This is what the cards say is going on. Then over here, we got the righteous. That's them pulled out because they don't want to be involved with those that are without integrity. And so the righteous strength card is in reverse. They are weak because they're just laying the foundation of building up their righteous organization. This righteous organization is also weak because it has attacking them the well-established unrighteous group. I hope I'm making this make sense, because this is what the cards are saying is happening right now. And so the unrighteous group can destroy the righteous group mission now, or it can scar their name. They can throw a monkey wrench into their gears before they even get off the ground. So both opponents are weak at this time. Hopefully making it make sense. This is deep. I'm gonna move forward because this is interesting. The next card is the Ten of Cups. This is an interesting card. I did a reading yesterday and this Ten of Cups came up. I seen it in a shuffle. This Ten of Cups is interesting. It's really interesting. I get the feeling that this Ten of Cups talks about how everything is going to be okay. Not too long ago, I did a tarot reading where it talked about everything was going to be okay. And I immediately feel that this Ten of Cups that has continued to pop up in the readings that I've been doing, the few, that it's going to be okay. It's still saying it's going to be okay. Okay, in a sense, back to the unrighteous group. The unrighteous group and all those that are affiliated with the unrighteous group, all the members, all over the world, in whatever sector they are, it's going to be okay. You are doing the works that resonate with the true state of your soul. It's all right. You're going to manifest that which your heart really desires. The righteous group. It's okay. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Righteous group. You will manifest all that your heart desires and all that truly resonates with you. Let me see if I can make this make sense. Because it sounds like, and it seems like, that same old story of this separation between the righteous and the unrighteous. In the real-time world, it's playing out in our various social arenas. The separation of the righteous and unrighteous. And what the unrighteous so seek, what really represents their heart space, is what they will manifest. And so the tarot card is saying, don't worry, you're going to get all that represents you, unrighteous. Same old story. If you are, if you worship, gotta go to religion. If you worship Satan, then you're going to get all that Satan has to offer. This is what it's saying. But it's more grounded. The tarot cards is like, the message is more grounded, more like in real time than like religious. But I'm using a religious example because it's the same story. And the righteous, it's okay. The righteous, corresponds with those that follow God, Christ. And you're going to get all, that your heart desires. For Satan and his followers, or the unrighteous, is hell, and all the contents and consciousness thereof. And for the righteous, you correspond with Christ and God and heaven, and you will get all that resonates with you, and all the consciousness and everything associated with, righteousness. I know I'm making a mess, y'all. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to use religious, what do they call it? Religious ideologies to convey the message that the tarot has. The tarot is actually talking about our various social, or what's it called? The sociology of this world. Every single aspect of it. And this is complicated for me because I have a bad habit of wanting to try to explain everything. So I just start tripping all over my words. But I'm talking about even in your work arena, there are social dynamics. It's the employee and the boss. It could be the employee and a customer, those social dynamics. There are, in the religious sector, it's the clergy, and then it's the parishioners. And then, in the family, it's the husband and the wife, the children, the grandparents, is neighbors in the community. I'm talking about social dynamics on all levels. Those that are close to you, those that you're intimate with, again, and then it's the large social network. This is taking place all over the world. Again, there's a separation between the righteous and the unrighteous. And right now, the righteous are withdrawing these. It's like the righteous are seeing now the corruption that is occurring around them. This could be in real time a person that works for a particular corporation or something, and they are finally seeing and accepting the corruption within the corporation they work for, and they literally resign. They resign, and they go start their own corporation or business, that will be facilitated with integrity, and again, going back into the where I was talking about how the established corporation doesn't want the competition of the other, the new forming uh, competitor that once was employed by them. So they're going to try to move to destroy them, wreck their name or something like that. Because of what? They don't want the competition. And they don't want the competition because they know this new opponent is, again, righteous. Is righteous. And they also, again, shedding light on the example corporations' corruptness. So what will we see in the next few weeks? We're going to see people. I don't even think it's like whistleblowing. It is a level of whistleblowing that's about to take place in the next few weeks, but it's more within the brotherhood of whatever social circle it is. Like if there's something corrupt going on in the religious sect, the whistleblowing will only happen within the religious sect. And then the part that is righteous is going to break away. And then it's this battle within house, like within house battle, but the house gets separated. So that's a good one. A house divided falls. That's what it is. A house divided falls in every social setting. A house divided will fall over the next few weeks, and there's going to be this battle. It's the rise of the righteous, and it's the unrighteous trying to hold their power. But more and more light is being shined on the corruption or the unrighteousness of the unrighteous. Oh, that makes sense. The next card is the Ten of Swords. It's going to be a fierce battle. It's going to be a fierce battle because we have the Ten of Cups and then the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords represents the defeat of the ego. So these two social categories is all I can say, the righteous and unrighteous. I mean, they're going to be throwing some mighty blows. So the unrighteous is not going to hesitate, again, to belittle their opponent. They're not going to, at all. They're going to do everything they can in their power to try to squish them. And then the righteous, remember, they whistle blow within their own house. Wherever they pulling away from, they whistle blow within their own house. They don't whistle blow out at large in the beginning. But once they remove themselves, the righteous, from the unrighteous, and they trying to build up their house or their own sect that works righteously, they're going to be under such attack by the established unrighteous social organization that they're going to have to whistle blow in order to hit them with some heavy blows to halt them in their tracks. Otherwise, the established unrighteous social circle or organization will destroy them. So ultimately, what am I saying? The righteous social group that is establishing itself will have to hit them with some fatal blows. That's the whistle blow. To tell the truth about some dark stuff that all parties would prefer not to come out. And the righteous don't want it to come out for the betterment of all people. But man, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna try to think of an example of what the righteous don't want to say, but they will say because they have to. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna use Flint, Michigan. I don't know this to be the truth. This is just a hypothetical case scenario and an example. I'm gonna refer to Flint, Michigan, and the water supply and how it was contaminated. As the righteous pull away, like for instance, we talking about the political social parties in Michigan. The righteous pull away from the unrighteous that allowed all that stuff to go on and for all them people to get sick and still haven't done anything about it. Well, the unrighteous are going to what? Try to destroy the righteous that are building their brotherhood, sisterhood, social hood, social justice group. They're going to try to destroy them. And in order for the righteous group to withstand the attacks of the unrighteous, they're going to have to say something like this. They're going to have to call out names. I'm using Flint and their water crisis as an example. They're going to have to call out names about everybody that was involved in that contamination of Flint water, and they're going to tell all the facts associated with it, like it was very intentional. These people, these righteous people, are going to have the paperwork that shows that it was an intentional plan. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just giving you an example of the kind of ultimate whistleblow that the righteous are going to have to do to defend themselves from the unrighteous party. And so they're going to name names. They're going to show paperwork that it was a plan, as an example, and everything. And the unrighteous are going to be in such dire straits with everything coming to attack them, but that's what the righteous need to have, because they're going to be held accountable once the righteous ones tell what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't get around it. Once these righteous let out what they gonna let out, the unrighteous can't hide no more. They can't make no more excuses. The truth of the matter is the unrighteous don't even want to have to go to that extent to whistle blow on the unrighteous. They don't want to. They just want to try to correct and resolve the issues that exist and keep moving forward. And the reason why the righteous don't want to blow the whistle on a mass level on these unrighteous is because it's going to really tell the impact it's really going to have on the people. Now this is just remember, a hypothetical example is not real. I'm just making up something to try to convey what I'm seeing in the tarot cards. So it's going to really end up saying they don't want it because it says exactly what these people are going to have to deal with. And is going to tell truths associated with what has happened and taken place that will further hurt the people, the unsuspecting people, the victims, that kind of thing. Hopefully that made sense. This is a deep reading. The next card is the Ace of Swords in reverse. And that talks about a blockage or inability to move forward and to socialize and or connect and or to be in pursuit of information in order to gain truth and awareness and truth. It's a blockage, inability. Okay. So once the parties are separated, the righteous from the unrighteous, there comes a period where basically the parties are completely separated and one party does not know what the other party is doing, like that. You don't know. All the righteous are together and the unrighteous have no idea what the righteous are doing, what they're working on. And also the unrighteous are all separated. And so the righteous don't know what the unrighteous are doing. The Page of Cups is in reverse. Page of Cups is the inability to move forward and to attach to what one really needs to attach, really wants to attach to. That's interesting. that brings about a sense of security and stability. And what is this card saying? It's saying back to the righteous group and the unrighteous group. What the unrighteous would like to know is what's really going on in the house of the righteous. You know, that would give them a sense of security, emotional security and stability as they move forward with their plan, mission, and plot. The same stand true with the righteous party, that they would prefer to know what the unrighteous up to. You know, so number one, they know how to defend themselves. Maybe they can stop, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. All right. So a great division basically is coming. Page of Swords. Yep. Inability, blocking all information. It's a new, and this is the last two cards I pulled was the Page of Swords in reverse for the Page of Cups. Page of Swords in reverse. So there's no communication amongst these opposing parties, and the Fool is upright. Here we go. This is a whole new time period that has never existed in the history of humanity, in which each party is totally and completely separated. I can't wait to see that. I got to see that. How is life going to separate the righteous from the unrighteous across the board? I got to see that one. And so that's a new opportunity. All right. And the next card is the Three of Cups and the King of Swords. Wow. And the Lover's card. All right. It's still saying that, again, it's this, what's the separation of the righteous from the unrighteous, each having their own space, and that space is not at a certain time not being infiltrated by the opposing party. Each party would like to know what is going on in their opponent's house, but there is no communication or energetic exchanges between the houses. Each house moves forward on their mission with what knowledge and awareness that they have, and their desire to move forward on whatever their mission is. And with the King of Swords, again, it is these two opposing parties are well established as they move forward on their mission, but they are completely liberated. The next card is the Lover's card in reverse. They are completely liberated from each other. It almost seems like, what's the term it's saying? Like birds of a feather flock together. It's almost like this time of celebration that occurs, or a sense of relief on each party's part, a sense of relief that they can finally, this line up to finally, do what their interest is, pursue their interest, work together without opposing energies. Let me offer you an example of what I'm seeing here. It's like in a political arena when it comes to the stimulus check stuff. It's what was the House of Representatives and the Senate or something, the Congress, and how they constantly argue and bicker and they can't come to agreement. Well, imagine the houses split and not having to work together at all. They can work independently in order to pursue their own interests, their own mission, and don't have to worry about the opposing party. And so the House of Representatives or whatever, go ahead and move forward on whatever their missions are. It's a time of celebration because it's not that opposition coming in, the argument, put the bill up and somebody get ready, after everybody in their house then passed and somebody else in the other house rejected. So it's like this time period in which their desires are not rejected in any way. Why? Because it's a solid house or it's a solid party moving a mission along. And so what am I saying? I'm saying that we are in a time period where these houses, I'm gonna call them houses, these two social circles, the righteous and the unrighteous, again, I'm trying to summarize and I'm going to end it, that we have had in times past people trying to decide how humanity is going to move forward. It was the righteous and the unrighteous all together. And it was all of this, instability that was occurring, or this turbulence. And the righteous were there attempting to, in this pool of negotiators about how humanity should move forward, how it should be ran. The righteous are trying to go with the righteous, and the righteous again are being manipulative in some way. And something has occurred in the house. Oh, it's so broad. It's on every single level. It's so broad. It's difficult for me to talk about. And so when these unrighteous are seeing this unrighteousness, what they break free, establish their own house. So we got two social houses as an example. Remember, this is on every single level. First, one house tries to destroy the other, but it's not successful. Both houses are weak, and they're both weak for different reasons. Eventually, the new founded house becomes established. So we have two established houses. Then this period comes where each of these independently established houses, the righteous and the unrighteous, are concerned about what's going on in the opposing house. But they can't get no spies to infiltrate either house. The energy in the town won't let it happen. And so they just don't know what's going on in the opposing house. After that step, then the step comes that they realize, each house realizes how much they can do, how much they can progress, because they don't have the opposition or the opposing energy of the other house anymore. And they can fully run forward on their agenda, each house. And so that's what they do. What else? Okay. Oh, it was something. I went and re-summarized that for a reason, because I wanted to say the last part. It was lover's card in reverse, not dependent on the other. Oh, I know it plays back into, remember, the righteous and the unrighteous each get what really resonates with them. It's like this time period that we're entering is the happenings are destined to occur with the lover's card in reverse. Simplest way I can put it, because I know I done just made a mess of this, is it is the battle of the righteous and the unrighteous that is going to take place. The houses, speaking religiously, are splitting. They are totally splitting. And they are going to, they have this, each house has this moment of awakening where they realize they're with like minds. And they don't have to, this is so deep, because this plays back into some of the astrological energies I read at the beginning of this year. With I did not expect this. I didn't expect it, but it makes sense. Through a loop for me. I don't even know if I'm making sense to y'all or not. But what is thrown a loop for me is start talking about this righteous part of society. And I'm not being funny. I don't recall anything in a long while talking about and spotlighting the righteous. I don't remember I have to look back at my video catalog, but I don't remember anything talking about the righteous and what the righteous are doing or scheduled to do. Not in detail, not like it's talked about, the unrighteous, the swindlers and things, the hustlers, the thieves, the liars, did I say manipulators, the scoundrel. That's what everything has been really talking about, saying watch them. It's been talked about their schemes, their scams, and all that kind of stuff. And every now and then we hear a little something, in my work about the righteous. Now it's just really talking about, it's not just talking about, but it's talking more about the righteous than it ever has, and how the righteous are withdrawing now. It's like they can't ignore the unrighteousness anymore. They cannot ignore the evils anymore. And it could possibly be that the unrighteous, I need to talk about the unrighteous, because it was the astrological energies, last time I looked at them and I reported on them, it started talking about how those who are experts or proficient, am I saying it right, in the world, were going to withdraw their expertise from the world because they were tired of, giving their services or surrendering their services to people they don't even resonate with, And so this energy is something like that. They are part of that unrighteous group. They're not humanitarians. They're part of that sector. And so I haven't been on live to really talk about what I've been doing, in the background. But I've been studying and stuff, still trying to sort information out. But one of the things I found in my most recent research was a message for 2022. And I think I might have mentioned it, but not in detail. That portion of humanity that feels that they shouldn't have to render their expertise to the general populace. That group was supposed to start pulling out in 2022. I got to go back to it. It started pulling out in 2022. And so it's interesting to me that that type of energy or theme is coming up in this tarot reading, because this tarot reading is suggesting to me that this group that I'm talking about of experts that go along with the unrighteous sector of the world's population, that currently they are well, they have been trying to have things their way, and they haven't been able to successfully have things their way, the way they want it. One of the examples is they don't want to render their expertise to, the general populace. They don't want to. They feel that people aren't worthy of their contribution. And they haven't been able to do that freely. They haven't been able to do that successfully. And so the tarot cards are saying the process has begun now, that the unrighteous are moving away from people like that. So as the unrighteous are still being their covert, nasty selves, selfish selves, dark selves, but it's the righteous now saying, I can't work for this person no more. I can't continue to be their colleague anymore. And so they are pulling out. Again, for the first time, it's focusing on what the righteous are doing now. what the righteous are doing. They pull it away. They're starting to, and it says something about some secret meetings in some of my work. They're starting to get together, the righteous, and to what? Form their organizations in all the districts of the world, so they can work amongst like minds. They started seeing the unrighteous the real appearance. So now I got to take you to a year or so ago when I did a video. It's called The Knowing, and being able to see people's true spiritual appearance. These righteous people all over the world that are separating themselves from those that lack integrity got to the place where they weren't just dealing with their ridiculous behavior. It went a step further. They started seeing the spirits that dwell within them, the demonic spirits that I've told you about, that have their own unique look. And if you are around a person and they are provoked, these spirits within them are what is actually provoked, and those spirits will surface. They will surface. I'm gonna have to come back and talk about this. I just heard the car door. Yeah. So George, I'm gonna stop because I still need to come back and talk about that. That's interesting now that we're talking about the righteous. I got to come back on that one. Okay. George, let's see about this business. I hope that door's unlocked. If I got to exercise tonight, I'm gonna be mad. It's damn time for exposure and accountability. Cheers. Yeah, and that's gonna be turbulent. It's gonna be turbulent when the righteous have to call out the unrighteous. It's gonna be ugly. Hi, how you doing? You okay? Well, I'm live. Give me a minute. Right here. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna read these couple cards and I'll be off. I come back on that because that's a little more deeper than I thought I was gonna go with this evening. No, right? I am live. I'm live. You see where? Oh, okay. And so, with the judgment card to pop out, so crimes against humanity finally take place. That's about to really be on and popping 2022, Camille, based on what I'm seeing. Crimes against humanity. They've always been taking place, but they were covert. With many times we didn't believe people had to be on a mass level. So next year is when we start talking about crimes against humanity. Usually we think about third world countries. What I be trying to talk about is worldwide. And so we're talking about even here in the United States, which is considered one of the world powers. You know, China is another world power. And we have supposed to have the best health care, housing, food, all. We're supposed to be very privileged, our societies. And so when we start thinking about crimes of humanity, we don't think about it happening to the masses in prominent countries. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's the main focus about what's going on when the separation between the righteous and unrighteous take place. Who's in the middle of these scenarios? Is this, those of us that have lived a very blessed life. So the third world countries, they've been getting it. They've been getting kicked up the wazoo. So I have to come back on that. I just haven't been wanting to take the time to organize the information that I found. I found because I have to put it in order. because it's not like I'm just studying one aspect of life. I'm studying different aspects of life or components of life, and it reveals what's going to happen. It reveals where it's coming from, what is to happen, and what's the outcome. But those are coming from different areas, so I had to put all that stuff together, and I just haven't felt like it. It's time consuming. I've been procrastinating. Ooh, I'm procrastinating. Oh, okay. High Priestess George. Let's see what she's gonna say. Asked to be sent the inventory list, via email, or it depends on where your partner has the inventory list, or what is it called? I don't know the terminology right now. My brain ain't working. But like we talking about started the liquor production. What do you say? It's the end. The high priestess is saying something about an inventory list or stock or something. He said my partner says they're starting to do product production of the liquor. What do you think? Yeah, high priestess immediately says it's time to actually physically see paperwork, and the kind of paperwork I kind of see will be given to you over the internet. But let's say hypothetically, case scenario, your partner is using, I don't know, whoever this person chose to do business with or record keep. You would want to see it directly from that business or institution. You want to see, again, the inventory list with unit prices and different things like that. And then it's the ingredients and different things like that, or something like that. It's this breakdown that the high priestess has. Well, it's 2 cards here that fell out on the table, George. And how do I see your business progressing? Well, we have here the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. I think that you will be waiting for a while to see any true progression in your business. And the reason why I say that is because the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, which points to the 4th house, the number 4, the 4th house. And it talks about your inner emotional state. It's the place where you rest, you relax, you calm down. It's where you hibernate. And then the 2 of Cups is in reverse. So whom you have been connected with, the business partner, is in some way hindered, blocked, or dissolved. However, there's still this interest to connect with the partner. So I do see, it seems like a possibly a temporary disconnection from your partner, a temporary disconnection from them. And I say it's temporary because the Wheel of Fortune, again, is present, and this wheel is always turning. So it is a temporary disconnection from them. But that seems kind of minor in comparison to the High Priestess, which talks about the records that your partner has thus far. It's something about you should be able to easily access all records, like the whole step of the way in your setting up your business and getting it going and executing it. You're supposed to see the paperwork all the way along. And then again, why is this separation or this break occurring between you and your partner? I'm not sure. Maybe it's just not your time to shine, which is possible because the opposite side of the fourth is the 10th house, and that's when you out in public doing what you do, executing your contribution. Maybe it's not time for you to execute your contribution. Whoa.
Scissors.
Oh, the scissors might be in that drawer.
Thank you. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? And so it is possible that you need to look at these documents because that's the information that you need when it's time for you to do your part, your contribution, when it's time for you to shine. It is those figures that you're going to need that's going to allow you to successfully do your part, whatever your part is. Hopefully it made sense, y'all. Hopefully that wasn't too bad of a tarot reading. It was hard one though. I send you a link about the spider web globally. Spider web globally. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna send it to my email. I'm gonna see that. I want to see that spider web globally. And so what the judge? Okay, popped out. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I got an unexpected visitor, so I gotta get off here. I'm gonna get my mind right, and I'll be back to visit y'all soon, very soon. Can't say when, but long as life permits, I will be back. Until next time, y'all. Bye.